certain somebody in England over there that already served them up a meal before, and they were like, yo, this dude is hungry. He wants to eat again. Can you do deliveries? I said, I can serve him up the hot plates. I Uber Eats across the pond.
Welcome back to the OGs. It is a Playmaker original presented by DraftKings. And we got the first ever BMF belt champ. By the way, you know what BMF is, right?
I'm
baddest.
Hey, listen, I see you ain't complaining about that basketball.
No. Usually I don't let the guests have it.
Usually you don't let nobody touch your basketball.
He was sitting there on the chair.
Can I have it?
He was
all yours, man. All yours.
The first thing I noticed is you ain't trying to take your basketball.
It was sitting there, so I thought it was like for me to hold, man.
No. Hey, listen, it's usually my but I don't gonna say nothing.
Listen.
I shouldn't ever hold a basketball. I'm the worst person you've seen with like a bat. I don't have that coordination, so I should not, especially on camera.
Listen, homeboy, if you want the basketball, hey,
whatever, dog.
It would have been the OG show.
It should have been the OG. There'd been no ass. That'd been dead. But a born fighter, man. 35 professional wins. We were looking at some shit before he came on here.
A real 305 legend.
Man.
Let's just say that now. It's been a good day for me. We done had some legends.
305?
Some Florida legends, some 305 legends in this.
So you started at 7 years old boxing.
I started like karate and taekwondo, and then I found out about boxing. I was watching it, but I wasn't going into like a full boxing gym yet. My mom didn't have like a connection at the time and stuff, and I didn't start like a more official boxing gym till like 10 years old, 11 years old, and that's also when I discovered the UFC. I'm like 11, 12, and that's when I'm like that's what I want to do the rest of my life. So whether it's boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu,
bare knuckle,
this is what I want to get to do it, you know. And back then it was not new because all the first UFC fights, as you guys know, I know you guys are big fans of it, it was bare knuckle. There was no rules, nothing. And I'm sure like you guys, when you seen basketball for the first time, maybe it did or maybe it didn't, it captivated you where you didn't like breathe or move, you know. And that's how it was the first time I saw the UFC. It's like nothing else mattered, because before that was like boxing and like kung fu movies, you know. Everything else, I had too much ADD. I couldn't sit there and watch it. You put the kung fu flick marathons on Saturday.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Dude, I couldn't. My dad says that's the only thing that'll keep me still. I didn't understand sports and stuff, and I had moved around from country to country, so I wasn't picking up on the sports, but the combat was like frozen in time, you know. So when I saw the UFC, it hit me like
it's called Kung Fu Theater.
Kung Fu Theater.
They run Kung Fu movies all goddamn.
Hey.
Jumping and landing, hanging in the air.
With the Chinese fried rice, I'm not going nowhere.
hey, listen. Some of the best stuff always happens off camera. When we got here, I got to tell the story. UD leads over and says, "Hey man, I don't know if you know this or not, but I used to put my paws on people." His answer
used
is,
to do my
"You
thing
have to."
What did he say?
You have to.
You have to. So, my dad always said, if you don't, they'll put them on you, you know?
I mean, I all the time, like, if you're in a situation where you think something's going to happen, you probably want to make the first move.
Yeah.
And make that be your best move. Because if you wait long, you might wait wrong.
I heard that a lot.
Wake up.
Yeah. I heard that a lot at UF, man. You knew what happened last night. I had to make my first move, my best move.
Man, listen, I wasn't nothing on y'all boys level, but every now and then in UF, I used to get in a little trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to have to get
You have to protect yourself, you know?
Yeah, I had to protect myself. I never was the guy to start anything.
And for real, you kind of like, you know, I know it happens, but when you're a standout athlete, you're a target, you know, because that drunk guy that sees you at the bar or something, and my girl kind of got a thing for him now. I see you at the bar and I got something to prove, and it's like, you're not punking me, bro. It's not happening, you know.
Never happened to you, have it?
Oh, it's happened many times. Yeah, many times. Many times for different reasons, you know. Sometimes, let's say some fans will recognize me, and I'll start taking pictures without them. Somebody that doesn't recognize me start like just being like, I don't know, like territorial, like, I'm a fighter too, I'm a street fighter though, this is a pro fighter, you know. And it gets like that, like I'll ask the guys, what's the deal? And be like, no, I'm a street fighter, man. You know, you want to spar something? I'm like, I don't just spar. You know, it's like I'm not.
Yeah.
Speaking,
We can fight,
speak,
but we you know, you just can't tell me you want to spar or something like that if I don't know you because it's a personal thing, you know.
Yeah, there's nobody sparring with you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, speak-
Imagine if somebody just walked up to you in the grocery store and be like, yeah, you want to spar?
Yeah, and that's happened a couple times. Like the guy will be standing there as I'm taking pictures, just watching. He's like, "Hey, I don't know who you are, but I heard you're a professional fighter. Would you like spar with me or something?" And those have happened like numerous times. And it's just like,
they don't got social media.
You know,
they don't got social media. They don't know no better.
I don't even know what it is. You
let's
know,
go back to the beginning, bro. Like the real beginning of this. Like jumping out the car, walking into the backyard, putting them paws on the and talking to him like it's all good after you done whooped his ass. Like just this is crazy. It's crazy. Like just go back to the beginning.
A lot of memories.
When you had a chance, when you met Kimbo and all that. Shout out R.I.P. One of the realest. Kimbo Slice, man. Dade County legend. But how did you meet Kimbo? How did you meet Kimbo and how did you get to this point?
So I had heard about Kimbo, knew about Kimbo, and I knew some people that I knew Kimbo, and we're kind of like bouncing around the same neighborhood, so it wasn't like too far off, you know. And then we end up at the same gym, and now I meet him and his people, and we're talking. We're getting to like know each other and stuff, and my people I think reached out to his people and like, hey, we would like to have him on the show one day. And he's like, man, I gotta run it by Kimbo. Back then Kimbo was getting 40 million views a video. Michael Jackson would drop a song and get like 1 million views a video. It was, I'm not lying, on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, on the airways.
I was
on
one of
network,
the 40 million.
Yeah,
I watched it.
Everybody,
Yeah.
you know, Kimbo was literally the first like YouTube rock sensation streamer. Whatever these guys are doing now, was Kimbo did it before anybody. I always felt like. So when when Kimbo saw me work at the gym a couple times, he's like, "Yeah, we'll bring him on. We'll bring Ponytail on." And boom,
That's what he called you?
yeah, Ponytail or Chico, and be like, "Yo, we'll bring him on. We'll give him a chance." So back then, these things were like super major on the hush. You know, like you.
I had to ask that question. Yeah, it had to be, right?
Nobody could know. No phones. They would take everybody's phones. It was invited to the thing because they didn't want no problems with the police and stuff. And there had been some other problems. And Kimbo and these guys had been doing it already for a while, so they were fishing at it. It was very on the hush. They didn't tell you to like. Some time would pass, you know, once everything was like secure. So they told me, it's like, hey, you want to fight? And I was like, hell yeah. Like, all right, we're gonna set you up. And I was
so
like,
no hesitation. You was in.
No, I was in. I was begging for the chance to be on like their platform, you know, and just like I don't know if my fight's even gonna get 100,000 views, but man, this is gonna help my career, you know. They reach out and they're like, hey, yeah, we got a guy close to your weight, you know.
Close to your weight.
Yeah, and
let's.
They do look
he's a little bigger. He's a little bigger than me, man. He's a little bigger than me, but bro, that dude could scrap, man. And I was like, just thinking, it's gonna be some like bare knuckle fight. I've been training my whole life. I got this. Whoever it is, set me up, you know. And they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna set it up. Some time passes by, maybe like 2-3 months, and nothing's happened. I haven't got a call or nothing. And then all of a sudden they hit me up. Hey, you been training? Yeah. You want to fight still? Yeah. All right. Within like a week to 2, we'll call you and we'll have everything. We'll tell you on that day what's going to be the next play. So they call me on like, I don't know, a weekend maybe, let's say. And they're like, hey, we're going to throw down like 2 days from now, right? Something like that. I'm like, perfect. I get to McDonald's because I'm thinking they're not even calling me because it's the 3rd day already. Like, what happened? I get the phone call. They're like, hey, you ready to scrap? Hell yeah. What's the address? Okay, boom. I shoot it over there.
Right then, you had to go. As soon as you got the call, you had to go. Right.
Yeah, I went right then and there. You know, I get
straight out of McDonald's.
Straight out of McDonald's. Right. As soon as I get over there, there's like a small crowd, and I start like warming up and stuff, and I'm asking questions. Like, this is my first time ever doing something like this with him, and I'm like, when am I gonna fight? Who am I gonna fight? This and that. And they're like, you can warm up. You got time. He's gonna fight somebody else before you. I'm like, what? Run it again? You go, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight another guy than you. So
the same guy?
Yeah, same dude that I'm supposed to fight right now. I'm like, wait, hold up. I'm fighting like Bruce Lee. You guys set me up. Is initially my thought, and then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. He's gonna be tired if he does do that stupid move. Okay, so I go start warming up, and I'm not lying. You can see it on the video. As I'm warming up, I'm about to like stretch, this and that. My coach is like, yo, keep your hands up, man. He's got a good right hand. It's over. He knocked the dude out like in 10 seconds. Boom. Immediately set him on fire. That was the second one. And the first one, when I fought him the first time, laid the dude flat dead. So I'm like, what? Keep your hand up? Like, yeah, keep your left hand up. He's got a major right hand. I go, cool beans, bro. I go, bro, I'm definitely getting set up what I'm thinking now, right? But I'm like, let's go. And then, you know, the rest is history, man. He ended up being one of the toughest fights of my life, period,
Hey.
pro or not, you know?
I got so many questions. I got so many questions. I got so many questions.
Oh, and then before all this happened, I got to see Kimbo Slice fight live. It was the most gangster shit ever. I rolled
That's
it.
what I never got to see. Only side, besides YouTube, I never got to see Kimbo live, dog. So when I got there, it was like, I don't know, 20, 30 people. By the time Kimbo fought and ended, and he fought before me, there was like 200-300 people like spilled out in outside in the streets everywhere, and they all got to witness the fight because it spilled over to me because I was the one right after it. Wow. And Kimbo's the one they were like, was the ref for my fight. You know, that was the first one right there.
That's your first one?
Yeah, so Kimbo's like in the background. Not the ref, but like the second unofficial. He's making sure everything's clean on both sides, you know. There's a lot of people, but behind these people, there's more people all around the streets already.
You and them motherfucker with jean shorts and a belt.
Right, because I didn't know.
I didn't know. You came from McDonald's.
Right from McDonald's. Never. Ooh, he hit me so hard.
Oh, he hit you hard there, coach?
Hit me hard. I thought I was going to kill him, and then boom, he caught me. I was like, all right, this hand crack.
Hey.
Yeah.
God. We've got another exciting week of hoops coming up, and I've got the perfect way to get you even closer to the action on the court. Right now, all new DraftKings customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code OGs. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins after betting just $5. And don't forget to stay in on the action and use your $150 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code OGs only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yo, people, you know what time it is. It's your OG here tapping in with you, letting everybody know that this show is sponsored by True Classic. You know the struggle, people. Always looking for nice basic pieces that still feel premium and fit just right. I've looked all around for that, trying to find budget-friendly options too, and thankfully, I found the one. True Classic. Fits just right, budget-friendly. What more could I ask for? You know your OG been rocking with these tees for the past few months, and I've never got more compliments on basic tees than I've gotten with True Classic tees. They're moisture wicking, the odor control is perfect when I'm out here in Miami with the Miami humidity. And they make perfect gifts too for the holidays. The holidays are here, and ladies, I'm talking specifically to you. True Classic's ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you and the man in your life. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now and unlock big savings during huge holiday sales. Just go to my exclusive link, trueclassic.com/OGs to save. That's trueclassic.com/OGs. Please support our show and tell them the OG sent you. End the year with holiday cheer. Thanks, True Classic.
Yo, what time is it? Game time! Dang! It is officially the best time of year. Holiday season and the NBA is in full swing. There's no better place to get tickets than Game Time. They make getting tickets fast and easy. Game Time has a new feature, Game Time Picks, that makes getting tickets for your favorite line, events, and games even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We were just looking through the Game Time app, browsing seats on Game Time Picks for NBA Christmas and for college football championship, and these curated deals look great. You know where to find me on Christmas. What I like about the Game Time app, aside from the new Game Time Picks features, is the all-in pricing, so there's no surprise fees at checkout. Just download the Game Time app, Create an account and use code OGs for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code OGs for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Remember what time did I say it was? Game time! Baby!
So how was that, bro? Because I you know, back in the day, Kimbo used to throw his birthday party at Iguana. Shout out Iguanas. I used to go to the party. Kimbo at Iguanas.
And they used to have like the boxing matches out there.
Yeah. So I met him there. But I never got a chance to hang out with him, kick it with Kimbo. Like how was that? Like how was the legend Kimbo Slice as a person outside of boxing?
The most humble dude I ever met. Because if you just seen him on the videos on YouTube, you'd be like, this dude's a literal animal. Like, why even hang out with this dude? But if you got to meet him, it's just a complete different person. And I saw this over and over. Like I said, he was a rock star since I could remember. We'd go to like a restaurant, and it would be like until the tension was broken, everybody's staring like, is that Kimbo? People talking like that, and I could feel the tension. I could see it. And as soon as somebody would be brave enough, because you would, like, people were like, can I get a picture? And he'd turn around and like legitimately share like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes with this person, and then with everybody in the restaurant, just be as humble as possible. And I've seen this numerous times, just him be cool as hell. Then I also seen him in the gym get whooped, you know, because he started coming up later in the game when he got into MMA. He was an older man.
Yeah, I remember that.
These guys are doing this since 7, 8 years old, wrestling and stuff, you know, and with the hands and stuff and everything, Kimbo was beyond gifted, but he needed work like on the ground and stuff.
Yes.
So he was going against like animals. Have been doing that since 7, 8 years old, and he'd take a whooping and come back the next day and just give it again and get better at it. Though he was older, though he was coming into the UFC, there was a complete different thing than bare knuckle fighting. It was amazing to see how humble he was through the whole process. Like, my journey ain't done. I'm gonna do some big things. I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go to UFC and kick some ass, and he did it. You know. So the one thing that always comes to my mind, though, it seems like the one thing you wouldn't think is just humble, how humble this dude does. And that also, like, always, like, seeped onto me. And also what he did for me in my journey by opening up his platform that I could fight in his league. Now, some 20-something years later, I got my own league where guys can come fight, get all my shine, take it and run with it and do their thing, you know. And that's what happened with Kimbo. He did that for me, so I'm forever grateful for that, you know.
Now I gotta say this, and because I've met
Icy Mike as well, his manager, another legend in the game.
That's what's up.
You know?
I've met a couple of these guys through Mike. Mike's heavy in the MMA, and I was able to get into it a little bit. But I've met, you know, some of the guys. You can name some of the guys he knows.
Robbie Lawler, absolute legend.
Yeah,
you know,
My
I know
favorite.
me and Robbie trained together for, I don't know, maybe like 10, 11 camps together side by side. We were both at American Top Team, so we used to beat the crap out of each other like Monday through Friday, you know. So Robbie's like a great dude. That
Robbie's
I know
probably
well,
part of the best fight I've ever seen in my life.
with
yeah.
Roy Nelson.
I was
yes,
there.
Yes, it was a great fight.
You were there?
I was there.
too.
I was there.
That was a great
I was there.
Yeah, I was
his
there.
lip was cut in half.
That
I
was a
like,
Vegas
oh,
one, right?
Yeah,
That
it was
was in
Vegas.
Vegas?
Chris
Yeah.
Weidman.
Yeah.
Were you there
Yes,
too in
yeah,
that one?
Weidman.
Yeah.
No, I was at I didn't go to that one. I
Bader,
went to the
Weidman, all
fight.
those guys.
I
Back
went
in
to
the day, yeah.
I'm telling
when he
you.
fought Anderson Silva, when he broke,
Chris
his
Weidman,
leg.
you were there
for that one?
Fight. Yeah, I was at that fight. That was tough. I got a chance to meet Rumble. But what I will say about you guys outside of the ring, some of the most nice, respectful guys. Now, don't play with these motherfuckers at home. Don't play with these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, because they're respectful. Don't take their kindness for a weakness. But some of the most
Very
nice,
humble, yeah.
respectful, laid back, chill dudes. Like, remember we had something at my house, and like it was like 10 MMA guys in my club room. We watching the fight. You know, we got that thing in there. You know how it is. We having a good old time.
Just chilling.
My wife came in there, and when I remember that night, she was like, "Them dudes, the MMA fighters." I was like, "Yeah, don't get it twisted." Don't get it twisted. I know they was calm and quiet and humble, but they don't play no games. But outside of the ring, when you guys able to flick that switch and turn it on and off, you guys are some of the coolest dudes that ever want to be around. But that switch is dangerous. Talk about that switch that y'all got.
Yeah.
Because outside of the ring, you were telling us a story. Outside of the ring, somebody played with the wrong person, got their ass handed to them.
It happens, you know. Like, and I think it's just not just for a fighter, but just like human beings, it's in us, you know. And all of us have, I hate using this word, but I guess like red flags or pet peeves, you know. And mine is like you'll activate, you know, the next level state of the art defenses if like you get in personal space where now I'm like, well, you could strike me, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't want to play a guessing game. Are you gonna pull out a knife? Are you gonna pull out a gun? Are you gonna punch me? And I don't want to do those things. So those are things that, you know, you just Like, don't do, you know, and me, I don't do it to anybody. If it's a janitor that's 6 years old, I won't invade his space. I'll talk to him from a distance, even if there's some type of problem. But I won't. There's certain things I just won't do to another man. I don't care who that man is, because if I do those things, I got to be ready for what's coming.
Yes, I agree.
So
he knows all about that. He from South Dakota. Yeah, he know all about somebody having a knife and being in your personal space. It happens all the time where he from.
Get your ass out of here.
Yo, it's the OG here, just tapping in, just asking you. Need a break from the crowded stores and endless gift lists? Restore your zen and embrace the natural power of cannabis this holiday season with Vaya. This holiday season, unwind and recharge with Vaya. Whether you're enjoying a quiet evening at home or embracing the festive chill, Vaya Premium THC and THC-free gummies will help you find the perfect holiday balance. Vaya is renowned for their award-winning THC and THC-free gummies and vapes, THCA flowers, soothing topicals, and calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Vaya legally ships to nearly all states in the U.S. in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. So if you're 21 and up, treat yourself to 15% off with our exclusive code OGs at viiahemp.com. That's VIIAHEMP.com. That's VIIAHemp.com and use code OGs at checkout. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. This holiday season, enhance your everyday with Vaya.
We all love the holidays, but with how busy they are, we are always looking for ways to stress less. HelloFresh helps make mealtime manageable, saving you from searching for recipes or all that grocery shopping. Just pick your meals and everything you need is delivered right to your door. Every HelloFresh recipe includes high-quality, sustainably sourced ingredients, like produce that comes fresh from the farm. There's always something for everyone to enjoy on HelloFresh's weekly menu, with 50 chef-crafted recipes to choose from every week, plus customizable options to make your meals just the way you like them. You'll be able to easily satisfy every craving. Save valuable time during the busy holiday season with fewer trips to the grocery store thanks to HelloFresh Market. There's over 100 add-on items you can add to your weekly box, like quick breakfasts, packable snacks, beverages, and more. Get 10 free meals at hellofresh.com/freeogs. Applied across 7 boxes. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to hellofresh.com/freeogs.
Hey,
I do want to go back to this bare knuckle stuff. All right. Because I've always wanted, like, as basketball players, we walk into an arena, we're not worried about certain things happening, right? Win or lose, by the way, you could get injured, whatever it is. But your mentality when you walk in there, like you talked about, even difference in UFC. At least at UFC, you know who you're fighting.
yeah.
You have time to plan for that. You actually game plan. You talk about bare knuckle fighting, you didn't even know who you're fighting. Like, where's your headspace at when you're walking in that thing?
Richard died trying. He's trying to get to his destination.
I know, but gosh dang.
He's trying to get to his destination.
And you know, it's also that young bravado, like you guys when you were coming up, and the guys above you, right, that are in the league, and you're like, yeah, they're good, they're nice, they're nasty, but I'm better than these guys. And I'm gonna show it. I'm actually gonna put in the work. I'm gonna get in there, and I'm gonna show you these guys got the weak sauce, and I'm the real deal. And it's like the same thing with me when I'm watching the undercards of Kimbo, right? And I'm looking at the guys that are fighting the level. I'm like, I don't give a fuck who they call. I'll whoop all these. I don't give a on my worst day. I don't give a fuck who they. If they don't bring out Jackie Chan and shit, I got all these dead. And I've seen everybody on this thing because this is all I do. I don't watch sports. I don't like watch TV or nothing. All I do is just combat. And I'm watching Kimbo's fights, or I'm watching kickboxing in Japan, or I'm watching like wrestling. So I'm watching these guys. I'm like, and I'm already competing at this time, you know, since an amateur. So as a kid in different disciplines, I'm like, bro, I got these guys. I don't care who they call. As long as it's not Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee, I got these.
Those are the only two.
Those are the only two. I'm like, all right, no deal, no. So, no, I'm lying. Also, the Daywalker. Won't with the Daywalker, bro. Wesley Snipes, bro.
Oh yeah, Wesley ain't no
And
bad.
Blade,
Wesley
you
a bad
can't.
motherfucker.
Blade,
Wesley a bad
I
motherfucker.
got
Blade, Jackie Chan, and Bruce Lee. I won't even look at them, bro.
I gotta follow it up though, because then you walk in there. There's like, obviously in UFC, there's times, there's rounds. Y'all just fought until someone just gave up.
That one, yeah. And that's the rule set wasn't clear I remember kind of first going in. I remember because it was like a room, like it might be a 10-minute round or something.
10-minute
round.
round.
But then it was back to the regular, just go to somebody gives up, which is I kind of like that as well. You know,
I like
like
that,
let's just shoot it. You know.
Yeah.
I kind of
And
like
then-
that as well.
Me too.
Yeah, and they told me about that, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do it like that. So if I get into a groove, I could just stay on that groove, not like pause, break, you know. So I started preparing myself for the time because they gave me a good time to prepare for that. Maybe like 2-3 months that they had told me, look, this side's gonna be just go to somebody drops. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna start working out like that. So I started first getting to like 30 minutes on the back straight with no break. Then I would like take a break, then do like another 5 minutes, then take a break, then do another 5, and then I'd be like, all right, I had enough for the day. Then I started increasing, and I started getting to like 45 minutes straight with no break, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll do like 2 more sprints, like another 5-minute break, and then another 5-minute.
And this
And
ain't
I
no
was-
trainer. This you just wanting this shit and grinding this shit.
No,
out
no,
on
this
your
is me going to the gym, and my coaches are Cuban, right, at the time, and they're defected from Cuba, and they had like very strict guys, you know, like no, you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna be here in time, you're gonna show up on time, the very strict system, and they were very against the bare knuckle, you know.
Oh, okay.
They didn't really like it, and the place I was going to and stuff, they were like, no, you're not meant for that, you're meant for like greater, you know. So it was kind of like on the hush, you know.
Oh.
And then my coaches found out, but like much later, because when that fight took place, they didn't release it till about a year and a half, 2 years after, something like that.
Damn.
So when it came out, then my coaches were like, you didn't tell us you did. What are you doing here, you f***ing wild man? What the fuck is going on? And I was
This ain't
like,
what we
"Bro."
training for.
Yeah, he's like, you know, fucking situations arose, and you know, it wasn't like a problem or nothing, but I did that for the first one. For the second one, I kind of let him know, you know, this was gonna happen and blah blah blah.
So I ain't trying to, you know, because these was different locations, but this was happening down south. I'm from Liberty City. I don't
No.
think where they
That
was
first one right there is right off I-95 and what? That go to the first one. It's this laundromat right here. This one,
what part of?
this is not far from Liberty City. If it's
Okay.
not, what is that? Exit.
Gosh dang.
That's
dog.
crazy.
It's right
Look
behind
at the
this
construction
laundromat.
worker.
It's still there to this
Look at
day.
the construction guy. He got on his jacket. He still
Yeah,
got on his coat.
everybody
He
was
took his
out
ass
there.
home from work.
Yeah.
He didn't see that.
Nah.
His wife waiting on him.
This was-
dinner getting cold.
Yeah.
He watching you whoop this man ass.
How old are you
No,
though?
this one was in the Northwest. Just about
So-
to turn 18, brother.
I ain't pocket watching.
Yeah.
I would never pocket watch. But how much was y'all making money doing this? Y'all making
Yeah,
a couple
yeah, yeah.
dollars, right?
Yeah. We were making
Okay.
dollars.
Okay.
We were making
okay,
dollars.
All right, that's good.
It all made sense. This man gave it everything he had that day. It was a hot day. I was just on a mission, man. I wasn't gonna take no for an answer.
And what people don't understand is after this, y'all was talking, y'all shook it
Yeah.
out. It was all
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Like it was respect. It wasn't no crazy
And,
shit.
and he was a dog because he was tired and hurt, and he was still just keep taking sprints at me. It's just my endurance was a little better than him on that day. You know, I was able to keep stepping on that gas right here. He's already like feeling, and I'm like, all right, another body shot, chop him down.
So on the way to this, like, you know what I'm saying, after this, like, what was the steps in the process as you move into the MMA lane? Like what goes on and what happens after this?
So by the time these videos come out, I'm pro already, right? Because like I said, they take a little bit of time to come out, and now it's kind of like a good thing because the video blew up. I
And it
remember
helps.
it helps, but
the
it also
mystique in
didn't. It didn't in a way. It helped with the fans and stuff, but for a long time, and I never understood it why. I just would have thought it would have helped, but and now I understood because at that time they were trying to get away from that. That MMA was like a barbaric or
Yeah.
bare knuckle sport.
Okay.
So journalists and promoters were like, oh, this is some street thug, some street fighter. And it actually, with promoters and with like media outlets, they kind of shined away from me and wouldn't give me like
Oh,
the
wow.
spotlight or wouldn't give me the mic or wouldn't give me the amount of, you know, let's say interview time that I was
Yeah.
supposed to get for like headlining these events or co-headlining these events, you know. So it backfired on me, but the fans, it was like a cult like following. It was the greatest thing ever. The fans were like, holy smokes. When they put it together, like, you're the guy that's in the
Yeah.
UFC. You should
Yeah.
do the backyard.
Yeah,
The same guy.
Yeah.
And it was like, those are my fans, win or lose. Like they just want me to go out there, get in shape, and give him my all to take somebody else out. You know, those are fans that always been rocking with me, and I just been blessed. That's why I always thank Kimbo because If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have that like hardcore solid base, you know. But a lot of the headlines when I would lose and stuff from big publications, it'd be like Street Fighter gets exposed, loses decision, and things like that.
that
Man, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, these, you know? But the fans love me, so I didn't give a.
Looking back at it, we always talk about it when we have people on, and even in our lives, like welcome to the NBA moment, right? Like you live your life to get to the NBA, and then you get there, and you say like that, whether you believe it or not, a guy dunks on you or does something to. What was your welcome to the UFC moment?
To the UFC.
Like were you like, oh, okay?
The one when he whooped that man ass in 4 seconds.
5 seconds.
That was his welcome. He had a welcome moment in reverse. He whooped some ass real quick.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
No, I had knocked out a couple, you know, high-ranking guys and some really, really good guys before that. I'm trying to think, you know. Not my first fight, because I won my first fight. Nobody cared. I won my second fight. Nobody cared. I'm not going to say maybe that more of the world started paying attention to me on a broader scale till Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
Yep.
You know, he
I
was
watched
like
that fight.
Cowboy.
I watched that fight.
And when we fought, it was on Fox Free, Big Fox.
Remember that? They did it for a short stint
Yeah,
where Fox was doing them.
And man, we generated tons of views.
Yeah,
on that
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Like
Yes.
I don't remember. I remember the exact numbers, but it was like 5 million views live. You know, something crazy like that. It was bananas, and we were the co-main event. You know, and that was really nuts. You know, that one really helped me out, and I performed well on that. I think that one definitely was like my I'm here UFC to stay for in a moment. You know, they hadn't let me really fight too many ranked guys before that fight. Then after that, I was fighting always ranked guys. But before that, they were kind of like making it like a good old boy club. They weren't letting me fight the top 5, top 10 guys. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Besides,
So it's politics even in
Oh, yeah.
MMA.
Little bit. Back then, there was a lot more politics. You know, it's still a lot of politics right now. But, you know, Dana says it all the time with these rankings. He's like, these rankings are completely I want AI to take over. Like, back then, man, the rankings were like weird. You know, it was like a good old boy system. Like, kind of who you knew and when you could finally fight one of these coveted guys in the top 15 spot. If not, they would just keep you outside and you're paying shit, and it's like a bad position to be in. Even if you were beating like world-class guys or had beaten some of these guys in the past, it was like a weird thing, you know. So it took a while for me to break through, and that was like that moment where the UFC saw the worth in me as well. And we gotta not only pay this guy, but we gotta take care of him, you know.
you talked about that bare knuckle fight being one of the toughest fights you ever fought.
Yeah, definitely.
But going into just the octagon and UFC, which one of those fights in the UFC was one of your toughest fights? What do you think?
I remember the Darren Till fight. That was a tough fight because he dropped me early on. He might have hit me with like a shot or two when I was on the ground, and then as I stood back up to that round, he landed some very good jabs, and he has like naturally very heavy-handed guy. I wasn't seeing his jab. He hit me with a couple more lefts and stuff, but I remember getting hit a lot. Like I haven't been hit this much ever, you know. Like what the fuck's going on? You know, there was good shots. And then slowly but surely, I started just getting his time. Like right around minute number 4 of the first round is where everything just made sense. It just went like
Matrix.
Slow
it's
down.
like,
You
know,
slow down.
like for you guys, I guess when a certain something happens, like, oh, I wasn't flicking my wrist enough. What? You start hitting the heaters. That's how it was. But until that moment, it was like a tough fight. Like I was thinking in the back of my mind, man, it's a tough one, you know. Then the wrestling ones, the guys that just want to wrestle, those are always tough. You know, even though you don't take no abuse,
Yeah.
it's just like you prepare your whole camp to get this guy off you and be able to get away. So physically you get like drained, you know, keeping a guy on you, even if they might not hit you a lot. So those also suck. Those more like on a pride level, you know.
Nah, that wrestling is real.
It is.
That wrestling
It is.
is
And
real.
if you're good at it, it's like 60% of the fight right there, you know.
So standing up and throwing hands is wrestling more fatiguing? Like when I'm as a normal spectator, I'm watching it. If it's on the ground and they're wrestling, is that more fatiguing than just standing up throwing hands?
So if one guy's on top of another guy, he's usually spending less energy than the guy on bottom. But if we're both on top and I'm going for like takedowns and you're defending takedowns, this is the most energy
I bet.
draining thing, you know. Because this, you know, and especially some guys are more tense, But the more experience you get, you know, you just kind of like relax. You snap. You kind of relax. You
That's
snap.
right
you
there.
know?
Plan just got
You
knocked
can
out.
already tell you ain't blocking that shit. Well, I used to go to the fights and I used to go watch Rumble when he fought Cormier. And I used to always
Those are good
I used
fights,
to always go for Rumble, but Dan used to always take him to the ground.
Every time.
He was always take him to the ground.
Yeah.
And once he got Rumble on that
You don't
ground,
want that, you know. You don't want to feel that heat, you know.
Heat, Rumble had a
it's what
pistol.
You wanna, it's what exactly.
But
he
every
had
time he
pistols
took him
on
to the
both
ground.
hands. He had anesthesia everywhere, on his feet, on his knees, wherever Rumble hit you, you were gonna go night-night. That's why I always wanted. That's why
he say he had anesthesia everywhere.
Hey,
Whatever
no.
he hit you.
elbows,
I'ma use that one.
shins, feet. That guy would put anybody to sleep. And he was gonna fight John Jones. I remember in the fight, just didn't end up falling. That was the one that I really wanted to see.
That would have been a hell of a fight, bro.
Hell of a fight,
Hell of a fight.
Hey, when you're getting ready for a big fight, and they're doing all these promos and all this, is there real hatred there across? Is it good to have that hatred? Is it bad to have the hatred? I've heard both. Is it real?
I've only had incidents really with one guy that if I was him right now, I'd bust him in the mouth. Dude that you know, I don't get along with like that. Everybody else, I've never really like hated them and disliked them maybe at the time, this and that. But I see it more from if I was gonna play a one-on-one on basketball with somebody, that's my one-on-one. That's my moment there, because it doesn't come from nothing bad, you know, nothing personal. And every time I fight somebody before, doing, and after, it's like I wish them the best, just not in that fight, you know. I'm trying to kill you, you know. And there's nothing against towards that person, nothing. It's just this is what I've been training for my whole life. I want to put it out on display, and you're gonna do the same, and may the best man win. So that's more my approach. Some guys can make it personal, this and that. And me, at the end of the day, in all honesty, I love the fist fight. Like you guys love to play ball. You guys want to slam dunk it or something here. My nuts in your face. Pop. You guys love to do that. I love to scrap, bro. I'm like, you giving me something I want to do. We can scrap every time we see each other. I see you at Whole Foods, I'll bust you in the mouth. You know? Hey. Allegedly. 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 Everything that I just said right now, listen to me, my lawyers and everybody speak, and allegedly.
Allegedly.
But I gotta agree with him on one thing, bro. And this is real shit. People say that words don't hurt, and people think that they can say whatever they want, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with saying whatever you want to people and being extremely disrespectful to people. And I don't agree with that, bro. And I ain't saying put your hands on people. Everybody handle their business differently, but I don't agree with the way people think that they can just say anything to people. And it happens on the basketball court as well. I've seen guys say things to guys in basketball, and I be looking like, wait a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, man. It's a line that you got to draw.
How much of the actual, like, back and forth do they actually catch on TV, or do they catch everything? Like, when guys are, like, digging at
Now
each other.
Now they starting to catch it because everything's on social media. So even if the cameras don't catch it, some social media outlet will replay it, and you'll start
what's like
to
the
catch.
most foul shit someone said to you?
Nah, they don't play with me like that.
Nah. Dog, you see?
I was just keeping it real. They don't play with me like that. But I see them say crazy shit to other people. I see them say crazy shit to other people.
You know where he's from. You don't even got to ask him.
I ain't never started nothing to bother nobody, but they don't say crazy shit. But I've seen people say crazy shit to other people. And I'm like you, man.
What's something you done heard?
Yeah.
Yo, I fuck your girl. Fuck you.
I mean, you know, we from, anytime you say the B word or the H word, like to us down here, it's on site. So I've heard people call people bitches and hoes, and I'm like, you ain't gonna do nothing about that? Because you know where we from.
Where did you call me?
You say that.
One of us has to
you
go
know how
there.
we are from wherever we from. We gonna look just to make sure you ain't talking to us. We know you ain't.
Give you a chance.
We
I'ma
gonna
give you
make
a
sure
chance.
just in case you want
I'm
this.
gonna give you a chance.
Yeah. So, but to me,
That
bro,
was a
I've never
mistake.
called nobody a bitch or a hoe or a pussy on the basketball court. Those things have never came out my mouth towards another player. I might say you. I might say you soft, but those kind of words don't never come out my mouth because where we are from, those words.
Record is none. Nobody even crossed that line.
Nah.
My boy put the line right there in the sand. He said, "Don't cross it."
Oh yeah, it's definitely the gun line, boss. It's definitely the gun line.
Hey,
He knew about that right hand since college.
Yeah, they got a nice little right. Got a nice little right. Nice little overhand right.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
You guys got to come to my gym, American Top Team, where all the guys train at, and just sit down in the bleachers and chill the f out, watch the fights.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me twice.
You gonna see some rowdy shit, man.
You ain't
I'm gonna
gotta
take
tell
you
me
guys on
twice.
sparring day. We'll have fun. It's in Coconut Creek. Man.
So sparring day, talk. Like I said, does shit get real in sparring day though? Like people get.
You gotta You gotta think, yeah. There's
I got it, right?
There's some days that we're scheduled to go, me and you, right? And let's say you're like 6 weeks out from a fight, and I'm 6 weeks out from a fight, and the coach is gonna be like, all right, you're supposed to go like 80%, and a lot of times like take care of each other. Like if I hit you, right, and I see that you're visibly hurt, I'll kind of back off, let you chill out for a little bit. I'm usually not trying to hit somebody too crazy hard in the head, but to the body I'm working because it only gives you condition and makes you tough. If I drop you from a body shot, that's more on you because you need more conditioning. So to the body you could go harder, but usually you won't throw like a knee to the ribs because then it's gonna mess you up no matter what. So there's like certain things, but all that being said, you're 6 weeks away from the fight. I'm 6 weeks away from the fight. We got a match coming up.
For sure.
And now you hit me with a jab that I thought this was kind of hard. Let me return. I know they got all these rules out there, but let me return some heat towards you. So the next jab you throw at me, you get to me again. It's kind of hard again. I'll go, okay. Next one, you're going to feel it because I'm going to time you. Next jab you throw, I'll kick the shit out of your leg as hard as I can. Pop. And the one pet peeve you have is like nobody can kick you hard in the leg and everybody knows it because you're going to go 100. Yeah. If you step on the gas, so am I. Now the guys are just
on.
And now the coaches could get in, could get out. It depends on the stage where they're at. This and then depends on the fighters, But you'll see guys turn up the gas, And a lot of times you just see good civilized sparring as well. Guys getting beat up, taken down, controlled, all the thing. And or if not, you could see like a firefight, like two guys that are not giving an inch to each other no matter what. And it's like the greatest spectacle on earth, It's like, even though they have shin guards and big gloves, when the two guys are like locked horns, like I'm not giving you an inch, and neither is the other guy.
Love it.
It's beautiful violence.
Love it. Beautiful violence.
Beautiful violence.
See, I'm old enough now to have seen it. Like I was telling you when I watched Robbie Lawler, like I'd actually go to fairgrounds and watch him. Talk about like how UFC has really become what UFC's become, or MMA, I should say. UFC obviously was the front runner in the forehead, but like I literally remember watching this stuff, and then all of a sudden the next, like you fast forward, like it was quick, and all of a sudden now it's like, oh, this is a real deal now. Because I was at fairgrounds watching Robbie fight.
Yeah, I remember I was like 14, 15 watching Robbie fight. Robbie's legend, man. And then I got to train so much with him. I learned so much. He was a dude that wouldn't. I heard he used to go crazy hard in sparring, and then he like toned it down a little bit. But every once in a while, when he'd be getting ready for his fights, because he had a couple of championship fights that he defended. Yeah. He got the belt and defended it with American Top Team. And while he was getting ready for those fights, he'd put in some serious work. Just shout out to Robin, man, because he was a mean motherfucker when he was trying to step on the gas.
Yeah, he was. He was, bad boy.
Left hand, boy.
How does it feel now to see everything come full circle for you, to where you started at, to people giving you an opportunity, to now you in a position where you giving people opportunity. Sure. You giving people a gym to train at. You created a bare knuckle league for people to succeed at and all that. How does that feel now? Because it's one thing to be a worker, and it's a whole other thing to be a boss.
It's amazing, There's a lot of guys that, they write me the message before, like, hey man, give me a shot, check me out. We like check out their profile. Be like, I'm gonna go look at the fight videos, this and that, and then we'll book them on the fight and get them the fight. And the love that they'll send me afterwards and how loyal they are to the company shows me everything. Like these guys are willing to drop whatever plans to come fight for us. And the amount of exposure that I've gotten a lot of these guys, it's crazy for them because it's just. They can't get this nowhere else, we were putting it on YouTube, and within like 24 hours, we're generating on a 5-hour event like 1.4 million views, And this is after we were streaming it on Kick first. We had a deal with Kick where we were putting it on Kick, and then we'd put it on YouTube, and we're gathering like between 1.1 million to like 3 million views in a week. Wow. So a lot of these guys never had that exposure in their life, And it feels great because it's kind of like the same thing Kimbo did for me in a different way, So it's amazing that I could give these guys back, and they have this platform to go and do your thing, You knock somebody out dead in like 5 seconds, people go nuts for that shit. You guys know it. I'm living proof of it. So go out there and just scrap, give it your all. And I tell these guys that we'll have always like a speech where I have all the fighters there, and I'll tell them, look at me, I was once a slave, now I own the freaking the arena.
That's dope.
You guys could do it too. You guys could fight your way towards freedom and chase your dreams. So it's like a Roman gladiator, It gets all the Roman gladiators. So.
I mean, I feel, and I understand that, obviously being undrafted. And there's so many of those undrafted guys coming to the Miami Heat. And you look at those guys and you can see that desperation because you know what that feels like when you got one chance to make it, one chance and you got to take advantage of it. You
Full
know what
court
that
advantage.
feels like, bro. So your heart goes out to those guys and you want to help those guys succeed and be their best version because you know what you had to go through. So everything you had to go through, you can help them deal with it because you know what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what that feels like when you got the opportunity to help people get out the same situation you was in.
And we've sent to the UFC like a total of like 26 guys between my bare knuckle promotion and my glove promotion Icon, and that's an amazing feeling for these guys to tag us like in the video when they fought for us and like, hey, this is what led to me getting on this. Thank you guys, blah blah blah, and then they'll tag us on the anniversary. It's like money couldn't buy that feeling, you know?
Exactly. Real shit.
What's next for you right now? What do you got on the plate for as far as fighting? Because in 2023 you retired for about an hour and then came back. You say you got to come back. What's next?
I'm gonna fight April Miami is what I'm thinking. You know, the UFC hasn't officially signed off on that. Some interesting offers on the table. I'm just waiting to see who it is. You know, I've heard rumors that they want me to go to England. There's a certain somebody in England over there that I already served them up a meal before, and they were like, "Yo, this dude is hungry. He wants to eat again. Can you do deliveries?" I said, "I get sir. Let me look at my calendar. I think I might be free in March.
You over
I
at
can
Uber
serve
Eats,
them up
huh?
the
You
hot
Uber Eats?
plates. I Uber Eats across the pond. I'm going across the pond right to England. Where it's from, I don't know if it's Manchester, or if it's this or what's the other one? The other Liverpool, or wherever the fuck he's from, man. I'll show up there and deliver the meal, you know. So the UFC just has to let me know.
Served them up food before.
So you said April, right?
That April be Miami.
April be
March
Miami.
would be over there with the Dutchess.
Okay.
Well, April
I'm
in
excited
Miami would be
about
dope though.
that. Oh yeah,
You guys have to go.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Oh yeah.
put that in my calendar, guys.
That's right. April. That'd be awesome right here in Miami.
Ass whooping on deck in April.
Let's go.
Serving up hot meals.
That's crazy. I'm gonna use that one.
Hey, talk about this 5-second knockout you had.
Wait, you gotta tell me what's the crazy shit you heard in the corner.
I don't really hear crazy shit. You want me to tell you why?
Why?
I just go, hey, that's my road dog.
Mike don't bother nobody. Ain't nobody fucking with Mike.
No.
Or what you heard of other people
Oh
talk.
yeah, the only time stuff ever gets to a level is what he said. When someone calls someone a bitch or a hoe, that's when stuff gets. Cause it's a personal attack at that point.
Yeah.
Did you guys play that like while you were in the league or after the league, a lot of street ball with like random
Oh yeah,
people?
I grew up
I
playing
went to the
street
park
ball.
not too long. You check my Instagram. I went and took a couple motherfuckers out not too long ago at the park.
People
Thought
be-
that shit was sweet. Yeah, I went and popped
people
their ass real quick and went home.
People try to fuck with you there?
I mean, it was just all for fun. But I mean, like, you know, they want to see what. I guess they want to see where they at. So I gotta let them know they still a civilian. Like, yeah, you're a civilian. Like, just understand what you are. You're a civilian. There's no disrespect. There's nothing wrong with being a civilian. You're just not one of us.
Not when you're in the court.
Yeah.
It's the same switch. You could be the coolest guy in the world, but once you go in that court, I could have shared a beard with you a second ago.
Yeah.
Once we're in that court, it's like, dude, what are you doing?
I actually had a good
If you
time with the dudes. We worked out on the beach, did a couple push-ups, worked out, did some dips, and all. We had a great time on the beach. Then we went and played basketball, and then just, you know, when you start hooping, it just that killer instinct comes out.
When did you start playing?
Man, so growing up down here, bro, I used to play football my whole life. You know, down in Miami, we play football.
Football is
so,
life.
Yeah, so football is life down here until I got hit in the knee in the 10th grade. And I quit that shit. I was good,
Oh,
bro. I was
damn,
defensive.
so you
And I know a lot
started-
of people said it was good, but I was a defensive end and a tight end. And I got hit in my knee, and on my way off the field, I was just taking shit off. By the time I got to the sideline, I just had on my pants. I ain't have on no shoulder pads, no helmet.
just
I
quit.
knew immediately. I knew immediately that it was over with because I was a basketball player as well, bro. So I knew I had another option. But growing up here, football was always our sport.
Yeah.
You didn't play nothing else? Like you didn't
Man,
play
I
no
didn't.
sports?
Nah, man. I was like, football's crazy. Huge, man. I was like the skinniest kid. And then I already knew about like the combat sports and the weight class and stuff. And I was like, bro, like I can't play basketball. Can't play football. I didn't understand basketball till like much later, till like 11, 12 years old, 13. Then I started like really understand why foul this and that. I was like, why they pausing, you know, this and that. Fights are just hitting each other, people die, you know. And football, you know, I know a lot of people were playing. My friends were playing. People would gather around and stuff, and I'd sit down and watch, and I couldn't really understand it at first, you know. And I didn't speak English till like much later either, so it was like, man, I was having trouble with the football. I was like, I don't even get it, you know?
I know you said your trainer's defected from Cuba, but
Yeah.
like, you say I just heard you say you didn't speak English that long.
Yeah.
So where were you originally from?
I was born here in Miami. My dad's from Cuba, my mom's from Peru. And I lived in Miami from when I was born to like 5. Then around like right about to turn 5, my mom sent me to go live in Peru for like 4 years. So I lost all sense of like American culture and like sports and stuff. I stayed over there training and like I'd go to boxing programs over there, karate, whatever was combat oriented, I was already like very in. And over there, like soccer was huge. But I kind of understood it. I kind of didn't understand it either. Went a couple times to the park, ended up being fist fights. I was like, I just go to the gym for this, you know? And them motherfuckers was mean as over there too. You know, they pull a knife on you real quick. You kick them in the shin. They're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, whoa, what's up, man?
I don't want to go to Peru.
These motherfucking Jackie Changs are everywhere, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't under Peru. You ain't going over there.
You know,
Over
so when I came back over here, I was like, man, I love just combat. That's all I know, and that's all I'm gonna stick to. You know, I think maybe football, I don't know, maybe like 6 times I might have played. I've never put on pads. It's always something I want to do. Is I've gotten older and older. Like, man, I want to put the pads on, nail somebody. You know, just full spear him. You know, but I haven't got to do it. That'd be fun. And basketball, maybe. Trash at it, bro. I'm gonna say like 15 times, but I'll shoot. I'll get the rock and shoot it, you know. Just, but I can't dribble. I'm fast, but not with the ball. It's just, I leave him in the ball. Where'd I leave the ball? You know, it takes a lot, man. You gotta grow up with that in your hand and have all that sauce. It's crazy,
when
bro.
you shot that motherfucker like that, I was like, yeah, he'll fight.
Yeah.
When you fought that motherfucker like that, I was like, yeah, he'll fight it. Because when you do that shit is smooth. When you shot, I was like,
man, you don't want to see me with a ball, man. Football, basketball, it's not.
No baseball, none of that?
Nah, I mean, when I was younger, I had really good vision. I'd go to the cages and like hit the ball at a high speed, but I never like played baseball either. All my time was spent in the gym, you know? Like literally, I just knew like what am I gonna like learn about anything else if I can't apply it, you know? I gotta get as good as I can at this thing, so I would just ingest as much videos of it as I could, you know? Literally from like old school boxing to wrestling, jiu-jitsu, MMA, I am like a connoisseur of any one of these things. Years, but the day Muhammad Ali won the freaking belt, when he won the Olympics, to freaking who won the jiu-jitsu championship like 2 years ago, I'm very in that world, you know.
Boxing. Let's talk about boxing.
Please.
What you thought about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul? I'm just happy Mike didn't get knocked out.
Right?
Because that would have fucked my whole childhood up.
Or seriously hurt, you know, because
That would have fucked my childhood up if Mike would have got knocked out. Me and my son ain't talked to each other for the whole day because he told me that Jake Paul was going to beat Mike Tyson. And I just didn't have nothing else to say to him for the rest of that day. Because, son, you just don't get it. Like, this is one of our heroes.
Yeah.
Paul,
Like, we cannot have him get knocked out.
heroes.
And especially because we all know without a shadow of a doubt, this is like the worst version of Tyson you could possibly get.
Yes.
You know? So there can't be no pride in that, you know? It's just, like, as a fighter, there's a side of me that's like, I get it why he did it because he has to get, obviously, the biggest paychecks. But the other side of me, as a fighter and a competitor, it's like, you're a piece of shit, you know? Like, the fight a man that just had a health complication that's way over the hill, that's nearing 6 years old, that's an icon that's been in there doing it for real and took him blows to the head from the world's best, you know? And you're going to try it in there and kind of steal his shine, you know? But can you get mad at him? It's the first time on Netflix. It's all this money. So my feelings are weird about it.
Two things can be true. You can feel
it's like I kind of feel both sides of it, but it's just like, I don't know, you know?
Mike was just one of our heroes. So for me, I'm just happy he made it through.
Exactly. That
You know
he
what I'm
didn't get
saying?
hurt and stuff. And I don't know. I've seen a lot that, you know, people are saying the fight was rigged, that a script came out. And that. I don't know. I don't think so, you know? But
I know what wasn't scripted to fix. Mike walking away with his ass out. That was real. That was real. That was not scripted. That wasn't fake. That was Mike's ass out on the camera.
Mike's an animal.
Is Jake Paul a real boxer, a real fighter? Is he good? I don't know.
I think, you know, from now to like 5 years ago, he's gotten tremendously better. And when I met him back then, he was very, you know, dedicated to the craft. So
That's the first start.
you know,
No doubt.
he wasn't.
It's amazing what he's done. I don't know.
Though it appears that he parties a lot and, you know, he's being like an influencer, he's not. He actually, I know people like in the circles in Puerto Rico and then big in the boxing community. And like this guy eats, sleeps, and
Wow.
breathes boxing.
That's awesome.
You know? That's all he does. He's in Puerto Rico training all the day. Wakes up every morning, runs his miles, hits the bag, has the best coaches that he could possibly get to get better and better. So I know he's improving. I could see it, you know, from fight to fight. Just in the way that he beat Mike Perry and he just basically out-techniqued him, out-powered him, everything, out-boxed him, and then finished him, showed a lot of improvement. You know, he didn't take a lot of damage in the fight either. You know, so I feel that he's improved a lot. But he's not ready for like the top 10 of the world, I think, you know. Like he calls out Canelo and stuff, these guys are like even Andre Ward will come out of retirement. I heard Andre Ward wanted to come out of retirement. Like, bro, he does not want to see Andre Ward in the ring, you know. There's a lot of bad boys out there in boxing, man. And I like this as long as one of these boxers will get this paycheck. Like Artur Beterbiev is out there. He's the like heavyweight champion of the world. The guy that has like 24 fights, 24 knockouts. He just fought, 23 knockouts. He just fought right now and defended the belt against Bibliov. This guy's at the same weight class. Why don't you go fight him? He's your age. You know, and that fight would sell. Yeah. Because Turk Alex Sheik would pay millions of dollars for that fight. They'll make that fight happen. I wonder why he won't take a fight like that. You know, those are things that I don't like because there's only so much you could keep going to the well, right? At some point, people are going to want you to fight somebody that could fight that's in their prime, that's your weight, that's a boxer, you know?
Yeah. That's a good segue to our DraftKings segment.
I would love to see it.
I would too. It's a great segue to our DraftKings segment though. We love our guys at DraftKings. What is an MMA matchup that would bring the house down right now? Like that should happen.
Me versus Connor. I'd mop his ass and we'd sell a lot of
I didn't know this.
Beat the dog out that.
Damn, you jump. Okay, well,
I guess we know which one we were talking about. Going fly over the.
I don't even know what's up. I'm with you. 305. Whatever.
Bust his ass up. And we sell a lot of pay-per-views. Plus, I don't like this little bitch, so
really,
I don't mind busting his ass up.
I ain't even know what happened.
What happened?
How did I miss this?
I just don't like this dude, bro. It's not a good guy in my opinion. You know.
Crazy.
You know, just I know. You know. Plus, he's never wanted to scrap. You know, and stuff. So, like, stop calling yourself a bad. You don't want to fight nobody.
That'd be a dynamic.
Bust his ass up any day of the week. You know? Michael Chandler's another one that I like to throw down with.
Who was it?
Michael Chandler.
Oh, Michael Chandler. Oh, yeah. Michael Chandler.
Yeah. I know Mike. I like to bust
Mike's
up
cool
Mike. Mike's cool. I know Mike for like 15 years.
That'd
Mike's
be a
cool
great
dude.
fight.
Good fight. Another one's Leon Edwards. Dude that I was talking about, I go across the pond and serve him up another hot meal, you know. So if Leon wants it, you know, all he has to do is call the UFC and it'll happen like this. You know, but let me know because the Christmas break is coming up. I want to know am I getting fat or am I getting skinny? You know what? Christmas break is coming up, playboy.
Is that true about the McDonald's or you was like, I'm going to start eating Taco Bell now or something like that?
Bro, I don't. Dude, it's like, it's so, you know, I could do real good on my diet and good stuff, this and that, and got really bad. And that's because since a kid, I used to eat like food and I'd go to the gym and kick everybody's ass and I'd outrun everybody and I'd outsprint everybody. It's like, what are you talking about? McDonald's is bad for you. As you get older, it does start to hit you a little bit harder and harder.
I can tell you that for sure.
Man, and harder. And it's just not the greatest food either. But I can't ever act like I'm above the law or the code because I still fall into sin and temptation. You know, sometimes I'm just driving. I'm like, man, it's been one of those days. I've been stuck in traffic for an hour and 15 minutes doing extracurricular activities, and I'm hungry. And this McDonald's right here drive-through is carless. I'm going in this bitch.
It's carless.
Hey, man, listen. I'd be lying if I said I ain't tried it. Hey, listen, I'd be lying if I said I ain't tried that chicken Big Mac. Except a chicken Big Mac, I said, oh, I got to try that, Jack.
I was.
It was good. It was good. I only had it once, though. Felt bad. Felt guilty. I fucked it up.
Where's the best spicy chicken sandwich at?
I'm not really a spicy guy.
Popeyes is a fire spicy chicken.
I'm not really a spicy guy, but I mean, chicken sandwiches, they was going crazy over Popeyes chicken sandwiches at one time. That shit was crazy.
It was.
It was selling out.
It was.
I didn't have the spicy. I'm not a spicy guy. Yeah. I like a little hot sauce. A little,
best cheeseburger in Dade County.
Best cheeseburger?
I'm going to go right now and be like, yo, you send me here.
What's that place y'all just got that cheeseburger from today?
Skinny Lose is
Skinny
nice.
Lose. Skinny Lose.
I fuck with
Skinny Lose. I used to go back in the day. We used to hit Cheeseburger Baby when we came out the club. You come out the club, and then I think it was the theater or whatever. I think it was the theater, and right across the street was Cheeseburger Baby. So we used to leave the club and just walk across the street for Cheeseburger Baby. Cheeseburger Baby has some great.
I bet that's fire after
I
that.
gave up, but I gave up them burgers, dog. Like I don't even eat red meat no more.
That's discipline, bro.
I'm
That's
44
shining
years old,
up.
man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get back to red meat, but it got to be grass fed. I got to eat from the land.
No, yeah, I know.
I got to eat from the land.
Some
But you ain't
bison,
there yet.
maybe.
You got time.
Some bison.
Yeah.
Bison good.
Yeah.
Some deer.
Bison
Yeah,
good.
all that kind of shit. So I got time, but I gave up red meat probably it's about a year now.
Okay.
About a year. So
Give me your best 5 fighters outside of you in UFC right now.
John Jones.
Number 1.
John,
Of current fighters or
Yeah.
all time?
All time. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
all
go.
time.
Let's go all
Just
time.
all
Let's go.
time?
Let's go all time.
Jose Aldo.
okay.
Jose Aldo definitely has to be in. When this guy was in the WC and in UFC, you know, he's like the one guy that could have beat them all, but doesn't get enough credit. And what I mean all is like I think if there's a guy that could have beaten John Jones, it's probably this guy.
Really?
Jose Aldo. Because he's fighting everybody in the UFC. Nobody takes his down. He has 0 time riding. He's one of the best stand-up strikers ever. And he proved it over a long period at one of the most competitive weights in the world at 145 pounds. So I really think Aldo is doesn't get enough credit, but in his prime, this was one of the best fighters walking planet Earth. Definitely John Jones on the list. Demetrius Johnson is another animal. He just do it everything.
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse could do it all. Doesn't get tired of limited battery. Dominic Cruz is another guy that doesn't get enough attention.
Yeah.
He defended that belt more than anybody still has at another highly competitive weight, 135, and he just had a style of his own. Like nobody was doing it like Dominic Cruz, you know. So it's hard to prepare for him. But another one that's all time great is Henry Cejudo. He's one of my all time favorites, greats too. He beat DJ, which is
That was an awesome fight.
that was an insane fight, you know, very close fight, but an insane fight. I thought Cejudo won, close fight, and then he knocks out Cruz. That was crazy, you know. And I think if he hadn't taken his hiatus, he would have done a lot more in his career. But I really think Cejudo's also one of these guys that on the right night could have beat everybody because he could wrestle, and he had crazy power. And he's an Olympic gold medalist wrestling. So to get a takedown on this guy, it's not gonna be the easiest thing. And he had crazy power. So Cejudo's another all-time great. Amanda Nunes, scary.
Hey, listen, because I hear you say wrestler and I hear you say fighter. I'm just interested. This is just a question that came to my head. Is it better to be a wrestler first and then pick up the hand stuff, or is it better to have your hands and pick up the wrestling?
Great question.
You know, I think it.
I mean, if there's a better way,
Yeah, great
I'm
question.
sure everybody has their own way, but
I think it's gonna boil down a lot of times to like the athlete, right? But if you're gonna do MMA and you know you got a young athlete, it's like 7 years old, and from 7 to 15 you want to train him in one art, I wouldn't mind it being wrestling, because that wrestling, whether, and this is the real reason why, wrestling, whether the fight stays up on the feet or goes down to the ground, you're the more you can wrestle, it favors you, right? So let's say the athlete ends up not being the best with the hands, just doesn't have no pop, doesn't have no real timing for it. He's just not a stand-up guy. He could do his thing, survive, but he's not a stand-up guy. But he does have this wrestling base, and he's good enough to take guys down, and he just happens to have pretty good jiu-jitsu. Well, then we make him a ground fighter, you know? And the same thing if he's a stand-up fighter, and he has really good hands, and this is the other guy that has really good hands. He's a prospect on the feet, but his jiu-jitsu's garbage, it's crap. But he has great wrestling, so he doesn't get taken down. So it kind of like helps out. Now we could go picking up that jiu-jitsu. So definitely wrestling is one of those bases that it just doesn't serve the purpose of you know, you getting better at wrestling or takedowns, but also you being more comfortable on your feet to do stand-up. Because if you're a good wrestler, you could open up more on the feet, and you're not worried about getting taken down because you're good at getting up, you know? So wrestling is that legitimate double-edged sword, you know? All the arts are needed, but wrestling, I feel in fights, is like a good 65% of the fight is wrestling.
If you're going into a fight, would you rather fight a great wrestler or a guy with good hand? Like if you knew it was going to be an absolute like.
I like fighting the animals. Like if I'm gonna fight a grappler, somebody that's going for finishes or like knockouts, you know, or like ground and pound. Like you guys remember Matt Hughes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like man, that's not a crotch sniffer. That's a guy that's trying to end you. He's trying to end you on the ground.
Yeah.
But that, you know, and then
Matt
a
Hughes is
wave
bad,
wave came of wrestlers that were like crotch sniffers. Usually they would just get on top of you and just like laying and praying, literally, like just squeezing you, and they're using everything in their power to bring this fight to a neutral. Because yeah, you're winning because you're on top of me, but people are here for a fight.
No.
Yeah.
And when you do shit like that, you just lay on somebody and just squeeze for dear life, and you're very good in shape for that, and you did it since you're 7 years old. Okay, you're winning this grappling wrestling scene, but you're not winning the fight, you know. Because if we stand up and I hit you just one time, in my head I see it like this guy's hugging, the other guy's fighting, you know, and those are the things that I don't like fighting those guys. If it's gonna be like a dude that brings it, I love fighting the grapplers and I love fighting the strikers. But the strikers more because I'm more of a striker, you know.
Yeah.
I love to fight the strikers.
So what was the guy with the 5-second knockout, the fastest knockout in history? He was
Ben was a wrestler.
he was a
Ben,
wrestler.
he was
So
a
you was
wrestler.
trying to get it over with.
Yeah,
That
I
why
was.
you just took off with
You know, yeah, and I knew that
Let me
took
see.
off with hit his ass with the Watusi.
Yes, he did.
305 style broke the record
This
with
is
some
crazy. Like,
size.
was you thinking that you was gonna do this to start the fight?
Yeah. I already knew. Like by the time I was in the cage, I was like,
Damn.
got him,
Damn,
got him.
that's crazy.
Look at you.
Sleep button. Hey, you want to see a dead body?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Crazy.
Watch real quick. Him with the hands behind the back. Up. Never mind.
God, he's stoned too. Oh.
Hey, what'd you
You
say
ain't
about
have
my
to
mom?
get him that second time.
What? Hey, cash at me that money you owe.
Crazy.
Cash at me that money you owe me.
That's
He
crazy.
didn't want
He
no
said,
problem.
he said, "Cash at me that money you owe me." Hey, we got some.
What that move called?
The flying knee.
The flying knee.
And you guys
But
would be
you
great
flip-
at it because you guys got crazy
But you
birth.
flipped over and took him down with it. Like you hit him with the knee.
Yeah. So what he's going for is a takedown, right? He's going for like a standard double leg. I was kind of ready for that. You know, like if he goes
So
down.
he was going. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see, he's going down. So when he goes down, thinking I'm gonna grab this guy's leg and use my Olympic wrestling caliber to make it one of those fights where he's just hugging and hugging. I was like, cool, bro. You could hug the shit out of my knee. Boom. You know, and just ended this dude, dog. You know.
You know
And
he
that's
was
all he
asleep
wanted to
after
do.
the first one, right?
Sleep. Yeah, he was dead
Did
asleep.
you have to hit him the second time? Or
You really want to know how evil I am? Because he was talking mad too for a while, for like 7-8 years, just and I know you don't know what it's like because no one's talking to you, but I can't take it when these motherfuckers talk to me, bro.
Nah, I feel you.
I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get you. Don't
He
worry.
said, he said you can hug his knee.
Crazy.
He was talking for a minute, so I knew he was gonna just come out and bear hug the whole fight. And he's good at it. He's a Olympic wrestler, 4-time NCAA finalist, 2-time national champion. I knew what he could do in the wrestling department. But this is a fight, brother. People ain't seeing the two men hug it up, you know. People are paying to see this, brother. So I had to let him know, man.
What you said?
Rents due.
What you said? What you said?
Leon
Night-
Edwards. Let's see Leon Edwards.
You don't remember what you said to him? Wake your ass up.
I was tapping as like a wrestling reference
I thought
because
you was
he
telling me-
wrestled,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No, I did.
Get your
I
ass
did.
up.
And what I was saying to him is, there's another angle that shows it pretty good, is talk that now. And the reason why I was saying that is because he was asleep. And this is me just doing an interview. I was minding my business. I got fight of the night, knock of the night. This is another guy that's been harassing me online, harassing me in
We got
person.
value.
Now I'm in the middle of my interview, right? It's my time to shine. Let me say my side of the story. He interrupts me, you know.
Yeah, let's start. I want to watch this. I actually want to watch this. This is gonna be good. So you just get to.
These people, it's a drug that most people have never tasted. Man's try to duplicate it, but they can't find the recipe for it, you know? So I'm glad I got the recipe.
Let's talk about that opening sequence.
Maybe not. If you, hey, come over here, say it in my face.
Uh-oh. You just couldn't let it ride, huh? You just couldn't let it ride, could you?
I didn't know the camera was gonna
Couldn't let it
turn.
ride, could you?
Not a my
Bangs on his
interview.
ass.
My kids are gonna see. He's gonna be like, "Why you let this dork bully you?"
Hold on a second. Guy walks by, catches his hands real quick.
And the dog piecing his ass up.
He had like 5 homies with him.
Take that with you. Don't worry about it.
He did give him a 3-piece church of chicken.
That was a 3-piece in the soda right there. Served his ass up.
Chin.
This guy's really Uber Eats. It's nuts.
Yeah. And he gave him a biscuit.
You guys just
3 pieces in a biscuit.
He just
Like,
delivered.
get your ass out of here.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Hey, we got some fan questions before we let you out of here. One of them must be based on the Ben Askren when you hit him, because it says, were those punches at the end necessary?
One of them we already got an answer.
Well,
We already got the answer to that.
here's the thing. When I threw the knee, right? So the force of the knee is going like this. It's not just going like this. It's going like up and through, but also going like that, right? So when I hit a still object like him, my body starts to go over. So I knew like, man, I overcompensated by like a decimal of a second. So instead of getting out, and I already knew it as soon as I had already felt him go limp, I'm like, man, I'm only gonna get like 2 or 3 shots before the referee gets me instead. Because my original, what I wanted to do was hit him with the heat, and then have him land right there, go machine gun him.
Damn!
But you know, he got lucky. I only hit him with the 2.
Oh, I already know this answer too. If you could punch anyone in the face, who would it be?
We already got that answer.
We got that answer.
It could be that dude that I mentioned earlier, allegedly, because he's still trying to sue my ass. Yeah, it'd be definitely Kobe's right ass. You know, it could be a lot of people, man. Got a long list.
This answer we already know. Ain't it? You never fear anybody. Respect. Which opponent did you? Let's just put respect. Where you put fear in it professionally. And how'd that fight go?
Never fear, I would say, but for the rest of my career, that was the guy that probably generated. I don't know if fear is the right word. Like, I was worried about this guy because since I started fighting, he's another legend. His name is Yves Edwards, and he was like one of the coldest out there. You know, he had gone 6-0 in the UFC, and the UFC said, we're not gonna do the 155 division no more. We're gonna get rid of it. It's gonna be 170 pounds and up. So some of the world's best talent on that day got cut and went all over the world. And this guy was like chopping heads for a living, literally. He would rearrange eye orbitals, teeth. He had a very mean Muay Thai clinch. He would fucking knee you till your face looked different. Like this guy was known for a head kick like a baseball bat. Hit you with it and would drop, you know. And, you know, at the time, I hadn't fought anybody in the top 50 in the world, right? Because me, myself, I was like ranked number 117. And this guy was either number 1, 2, or 3 in the world at the time in the whole worldwide ranking. Wow. And it was crazy because the UFC had just dropped this massive division that still had a lot of talent. Maybe the world didn't know about this division, but all the like quote followers of the sport like were very in tune into this division. So it was like, man, I wasn't supposed to have a chance in that fight, you know. And it was also my biggest step up. This was like my 13th pro fight. This was like his 20th, 30th pro fight. So there was a lot leaning towards him, and the sacrifices, the amount that I pushed through, everything that I did to get to that moment to beat that dude, let me know for like the rest of my life, like, man, I could do this and at a high level, you know. Thank God that in that camp, let's say for a common example, like I used to run the mile like in 7 minutes. For that camp, every fucking day, I was running that mile at 6:20. I don't know how, but because I had this like, I don't want to get my face rearranged by buddy. Like I don't, and I respected him as a fighter. So I was like, I don't know if I call it fear, just like a firm awareness of what this guy can do, you know?
Hell yeah.
And I was training my butt off. And that let me know for the rest of my life, I could do this at a high level. Thank goodness I got the victory in that fight, but it was a very like surreal moment. Like that was the Cowboy fight was maybe my UFC moment, but this was my MMA moment. Like MMA, I'm here for the world to see. You know.
I got a fan question. It's just one of my questions because my kids call me when I lose my temper a little bit. My kids call me Dade County Dad. Like, do your kids? They know the side of you now. Yeah. But do they reference the person who you started out as, and do they know that reference? And do they know you're a bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or do they just know dad that come home, hug everybody, eat dinner, or do they know outside the house like you that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They know.
When I get my kids don't know dad unless they piss me off. They just know dad that come home, love everybody. Yeah. I'm out here in these streets. I'm a savage. I ain't playing no games. They don't understand that part. They don't understand that dad. So when they see that dad, they think that that's the other. No, that's really who your dad is. Like, it's just really
Switch
who your
went
dad
off.
is.
You know. He's like, yeah, only you and you alone see that side of me, but the rest of the world.
Yeah, they don't get to see. They get to see that softer side of you, but do they know that outside of that, like you,
Well,
you're a motherfucker, you're a made man out here.
They seen a lot of my fights, you know, and just in case they didn't remember that day, someone will be like, "Yo, Masvidal, crazy fights like a knockout," you know, and my kids will be like, "Oh, all these people always," because I did some other shows and stuff where here and there they'll know me from like these reality shows that I did in line in Spanish, but that's like 10%. 90% of the time it's for fighting. So my kids will be like, "Hey, these people all come up to you just because you fight well?" And I'm like, "Yep, for the most part." You know?
Oh man.
So they know that I could take care of them. And stuff,
Top 3 fighters you never got to face that you wish you would have. Another fan question.
At 155 pounds, I would have loved to face Khabib Nurmagomedov just because he's one of the greatest of all time.
Wrestling bears, grizzly bears.
Yeah, no, and his endurance, his mindset, everything. You know, a true animal in the game. A true force
Fight
in
grizzly
the-
bears.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he was literally like bred for it. His whole journey is crazy since what age he was training, how intense and everything. That's why it led to his beautiful career and the defenses that he made at the title. He made it look easy too, you know. So definitely Khabib, Jose Aldo, just because I think he's one of the greatest ever. And he's the guy that like I always said he could have probably beat everybody, you know, on the right night. I don't care who it is, John Jones, anybody. Israel Adesanya, any top wrestler, even Khabib. I think the only one guy that probably could have beat Khabib is probably like Jose Aldo, you know. So that would have been a great fight that I would have liked to done. This guy, I love him too much, but he was one of my all-time favorites, BJ Penn. But I don't think I could have fought him, man. BJ Penn's like one of my favorite fighters. But I think he's one of the greatest. He's the first dual-time champion. Won at 70, won at 55. Complete animal, defended the belt. You know,
Workhorse too, man.
Workhorse when he was in there, you know, and also crazy, like in the sport known like just crazy gifted athlete for combat. You know, he was the first American to ever win a Mundial black belt championship. You know, it was only Brazil that was winning the jiu-jitsu black belt championships. He was the first guy ever to win it outside of Brazil.
Wow.
And it was crazy. He also got his black belt like in under 4 years. It usually takes like 10 years to get a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know. So this guy was like a freak in that. He came into MMA and everybody's thinking he's going to choke the living crap out of everybody. Nah, he starts knocking them dead. Bah, bah, baseball bat. Bah, bah. So I was always a huge BJ fan, man.
That's what's up.
Definitely like to scrap him.
We got another fan question here.
Yes, sir.
One of my guys came on. I see you got the Heat shirt on. You remember James Johnson?
Played for the Heat.
JJ used to play with us a few years ago. So he came up. His father, his mother trained. He came up in you know, MMA fighting. He had a short career. His conversation was if he got back into MMA, he would work on his ground game, and he felt like he would have a chance against John Jones. Damn, you think it's funny?
I wouldn't want to. Listen, JJ's my dog.
I love JJ, listen.
He tough as shit, but.
What? He's in karate combat?
No, so
But he's a stand-up guy or
JJ had a kickboxing career.
Kickboxing.
What was his record?
He a tough. So I ain't gonna lie.
He had a nice little like he started small. It's nothing crazy, but
He's the same as UD. No one talks to him in the game.
his conversation is like if I worked on my ground game, if I got back into MMA, oh, see there it is, 27-0 in his kickboxing.
Yeah.
So his
It's not
conversation
bad, you
was
know, I
if I
gotta
got
see
back,
the
if I
level.
worked on my ground game, if I got back into it, I would have a chance against John Jones. It's probably not that easy.
It's like being out of the league for so long, right? Let's say a really athletic forward, right?
Yeah.
He's been out for some time, right? Like how long has he been out of
Kickboxing.
Yeah,
for a
he's
while.
been out.
right?
for a
And
while.
on top of that, he's never even done MMA, right? Now you gotta factor that in there as well. It's like, man, all this guy right here, John Jones does, and he's a sicko body. He's fucking trained.
He's the best.
No, he's a monster.
He's a guy. The reason why I love John Jones so much as a fan is because not only is he athletic, but a lot of times we see athletic guys that are not mean, and I hate that. It's like I'll turn against you. You're like athletic and you're not using. You're like the guy that just wants to win on points. You're athletic. I like guys that are always mean. But if you're athletic and mean, it's even better. And this guy is the meanest mother effer when he steps in there. He's one of the meanest guys. So it wouldn't work out good for Buddy, man. Because the thing, if you're not wrestling every day and night, for start, you don't have the endurance to last one round, wrestling-wise. So if John Jones decides to do the same thing that he did to a college wrestler, his last fight, Stipe Miocic, and take him for a ride, he's going to land into next week. And when he lands into next week, he's going to see, holy smokes, this is nothing like kickboxing. This is a whole other world. This guy's only punching and I'm just receiving. Because when you're on bottom, your punches don't do, you know? So it's a complete different world. But I see no chance.
I mean, I seen a couple quotes from a couple guys that he fought, and one of the guys said that he has no weaknesses.
John Jones?
Yeah, one of the guys said that. John Jones, one of the guys he fought against said that he has no weaknesses.
You know, I would say, yeah, there's weaknesses. There's things he's not the best at. Like his hands are not the best. You know, when he's faced like good boxers, he's had trouble. There's been some guys that he wasn't able to control on the ground. So he's had moments like everybody. He's human, so there's definitely weaknesses in him. It's just that his strength, greatnesses, and qualities would outshine that by so much more.
Yeah. No, I don't want none of that.
One of the meanest guys on top of you too. If he's on top of you, he's trying to rearrange your face with his elbows, and he's so efficient about it. You know, you put in a kickboxer in there that's never dealt with that heat in your life. You must not like your boy, man, because you setting him up. You send him to the butcher shop, bro.
Well, I tell you what, man, we appreciate you coming in.
Yes,
I hope
sir.
you're in Miami in 2000 for the UFC.
Fellas, I got something from my boys real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Nah, man, with the legends here.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
let's go,
Bro.
bro.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate you, dog.
That's the Trio 5. You know where we from?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Juno.
sir. You already know.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming in for real, big
Jorge,
time fan,
appreciate
brother.
you, dog.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's been a long time
OGs
coming.
are out.
Out.